Hi everyone, my name is Jaden Pond. I am a videographer and photographer in Orlando, Florida. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Dehancer. Dehancer is a film emulation plugin that works with the likes of Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects, DaVinci Resolve, as well as Photoshop and Lightroom. This software is film emulation, so it's basically taking digital footage and making it look more filmic. Which you could argue makes it more cinematic. It's great for if you want that grainy film look, and they have a bunch of different film looks that you can choose from. Dehancer reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and they gave me access for free in return for a video, so it is technically sponsored by them. If this is something that you're interested in, they were kind enough to give me an affiliate link, so you can get 10% off, and that also goes to support me in this channel. So if you're interested in this plugin and interested in supporting my channel, head over to dehancer.com and sign up with the code SPARKY10 and you'll get 10% off of your purchase. Today in this video, I'm going to be walking you through what is Dehancer, who is it for, how to install it, and I'm going to give you a brief preview of what it can do in Premiere Pro. I have tried this plugin in DaVinci Resolve already, and it works really well. The integration is very solid. I didn't have any bugs or problems with it. The installation process was very simple, and it works like an overall charm in DaVinci Resolve. It can make your color grading and your videos just pop out and stand out immediately from the crowd, especially where most people use film overlays and stuff like that. This is more integrated and it feels more real. It's like you're actually changing the video to make it look like film instead of just putting a layer on top of it. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of that inside of Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro is what I normally use to edit, and it's the software that I'm more familiar with. I am learning color grading in DaVinci. I have done that before, and that is definitely my recommendation when it comes to color grading, is to do it in DaVinci. But today I'm going to be walking you through the steps on how to install it in Premiere Pro, since I've already installed it in DaVinci, and kind of test it out live so that you guys can see how easily it integrates into a workflow from someone who is very familiar with Premiere, uses it on a daily basis. And yeah, so let's hop right in. Okay, so right here, this is Dehancer's homepage. From the homepage, you kind of get a brief overview of their story, the different apps that it works with, and some links that you can click on to see like what features are in there, the different products that they have, and some projects that have used Dehancer, like short films, music videos, stuff like that, to kind of just give you a brief look at what you might be able to do with this plugin. Another great thing about Dehancer is that they have a lot of resources for you to learn how to use it, different workflows that you can have. They also have installation guides to help you get started with the plugin. So once you have signed up for the program, you're going to have your own profile, and you're going to click on products at the top. Here you can see the different types of Dehancer subscriptions that you can purchase. Right now I believe I have the Pro, so let's go here. Then you're going to click on Adobe After Effects Premiere plugins, and it'll bring you to this page. You're going to click download and try, select your computer type. On the right hand side of this, there are hardware requirements, software requirements, so you just need to make sure that those are all good to go on your computer, and download and try. That's going to give you a zip folder. Once you have the zip folder, go ahead and extract it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so once you go ahead and have extracted everything from that zip folder, go ahead and open up whichever application to start the process of downloading that fits with your Premiere Pro and your in your computer processor. So mine, I use CUDA, so I went ahead and opened that, and you get this page, which is the plugin installer. So you're just gonna go through this, accept the license, install it, and we'll go ahead and wait for that to install. And once that has installed, it's going to download all of the assets and everything onto your computer. And then you're going to click, once everything is done installing, you're going to click OK. and finish. Next, we're going to go ahead and open up Premiere Pro. Once you have Premiere Pro loaded, you're going to go ahead and drag a clip onto the timeline. Okay, so I haven't done anything color-wise to this image yet. This is some footage I took at the beach in Melbourne, Florida, not Australia. And next, we're going to go into the effects panel and we're going to type in film-emulation. I can spell it right. And right here we have Dehancer Pro. We go ahead and drag that onto our clip. And this is going to come up with Dehancer license limitation. Please buy license to remove watermark. So this is going to pop up even if you already have the purchase. So we're going to get rid of that right now. You're going to go into the effect controls panel and scroll down to Dehancer Pro and license info. That's going to bring up this panel. And all you're going to do is you're going to log in with your email that you registered with and your password. And when I was going through it at first, it said that I didn't have the proper licensing, but then it went ahead and showed video and photo that I have that. So I'm going to select that, selected, and activate plugin. And once you've closed that panel, now you're going to see that that watermark is now gone on the screen. And we can freely export without any problems. And that's basically how you set up Dehancer. It's very simple, and there is a great walkthrough guide on their website that is probably more helpful than me explaining it. So now that I've shown you that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what you can actually do with this plugin in Premiere Pro. If we go over here to the effect controls panel and under Dehancer, we are going to see that we have input here, film developer, film compression, expand, print, color head, film grain, halation, bloom, film damage, film breadth, gate weave, overscan, so many different things, right? So the first thing that you're going to want to do when you drag your Dehancer onto your clip in the effect controls panel, you want to change the source from Rec 709 to whatever you shot in. Here they have a couple of options for the standard picture profiles you're going to be seeing. So we're going to come down here to choose camera. This was shot on Sony FX3, so we're going to scroll on to Sony Cineline FX3. Nice Gamma 3 Sync. So already you're seeing a bit of a change. Let's go ahead and play through this clip real quick. And already you can see the grain in the video and it already looks old-fashioned. So let's see what else we can do to it. So we have exposure comp right here. Make it very bright, make it very dark. Color temperature comp. Make it warmer, make it cooler. Well, I kind of like it a little bit warmer. Let's see, tint comp. I think it was pretty good where it was. Defringe. That's just basically how much noise there is in the image. Grain, I should say. Keep it normal for now, and then defringe radius. Kind of expanding that radius for the noise and grain. So next you can go through a bunch of different film profiles. And I'm not too familiar with film, so I'm not going to go too extreme into this. I'm sure that there's some other people out there that know a lot more than I do when it comes to using actual film. So for now, we'll just leave it on what they had, which was the Kodak Vision 3 250D. There's a bunch of different things you can play around with in here, but we're going to kind of focus on the things that you're more likely to use, especially if you don't have a huge background using film stock. So we're going to start off with film grain. Here you can choose from 8mm to 65mm at different ISO ranges. We're going to go ahead and choose, let's see, we're going to go ahead and choose 16mm at 50 ISO for no particular reason. Next, we're going to look at halation. So this is with it disabled at let's use 35mm, Super 35. We're going to go ahead and enable it now, and it's just going to make your warm colors a little bit more warmer and a little bit creamier for halation. So we'll keep that on. Next, we're going to go to bloom. We're gonna enable it just to show you what it looks like right off the bat. And it's just making your darks a little bit lighter, a little bit smoother, a little bit creamier. Let's go ahead and change this to 65. And there's it at 8mm. So film damage is basically simulating raw film that has little streaks on it. If you watch any black and white movie, you'll be able to tell that the stock of film wasn't very well taken care of. It was, tossed around, put through the editing array that they had, and it is, very damaged. That's the best way to put it. There's streaks through it. So this is what it looks like. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it didn't enable it for some reason. Okay, now it's enabled. We're gonna play through this clip. And you're just seeing like little dots everywhere. Let's see if we can find one good one. Pause it. Go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. Turn it to 65. Maybe it's better when it's smaller. 8mm. There you go. Look at that. So here, there's some streaks on the film stock, and it just gives it more of a vintage feel to it, right? And already that shot is looking like it was shot, 50 years ago. So pretty cool. So we'll keep it at 8mm just to keep that defined. Let's go over film breadth real quick. This basically is changing the exposure of the image. So see, it's changing the exposure, changing the color a little bit, the tint, as I guess you could say the frames of the film roll are going through. Each frame has like a different color to it, a different tint, which, that's good for making a video look very, very old. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off just because I don't really like it for this project. Gate weave is also very interesting and also goes along with the very vintage look. So what gate weave is basically when the film projector was pushing through the stock of film, it wouldn't always be super stable, especially in the early projectors. So what happened to it is it made this like kind of shaky look to the footage. So this is what it looks like. So it makes the image look a little bit shaky. And this is handheld too, so that also, plays a part in it. So really you can't really tell on this. But if it was, say, on a tripod, it would give that little shaky look to the image. Vignette is pretty obvious. So you can either lower the exposure or raise the exposure, whatever you want. I'm gonna keep it at 0 or -3 for now, 0.3. In this plugin, it also gives you the chance to actually see what was recorded in camera, at least what is being shown after your edits, or if you were to look at it with just the S-Log3 profile, you could see the exposure of the image, see where your highlights are, where your middle grays are, and then where your shadows are and everything, just so you can kind of get an idea of the picture. I find that helpful as an editor, especially not having edited the footage. If I'm going to go back and edit something for someone else, I can slap this on and see where the exposure was and what the DP or the camera, the other videographer, was exposing for. There's also a clipping indication, which on this, it doesn't look like it's clipping at all. And then you can generate LUTs, which is pretty cool, straight out of this. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick color grade on this just to make the footage look a little bit more contrasty and show you guys the final product. So this is it colored, Sony S-Log3 colored. I'm going to go ahead and put Dehancer Pro on now. This is what it turns into. So you can see the noise, the film grain, as well as the damage to the film stock. It also makes it a little bit warmer which is probably just the settings that I have put in, which is fine. I kind of made it more blue because I suspected it would be kind of a warmer look to it. One more thing I wanted to show you guys on here that is pretty cool is the overscan. So this is an effect that a lot of people use in their videos now. I see it in wedding videos, I see it in sports videography, real estate, all over. This is a really cool feature that this plugin has, one that I will probably most definitely use in the future on coming projects, and it is the overscan. So here in the effects control panel, you can come down here to where it says overscan, and you can choose the gate type, choose the gate shape, you can choose the perforation mode, film orientation, and then you can go ahead and change the exposure and so many other settings for the overscan, which is a pretty cool feature. So I'm gonna go ahead and enable it. It's on super 8mm, and it just creates this overlay that you get right here. And this overlay is customizable, which overlays you normally get with film packs and stuff like that, they're not customizable. You get them, you drag and drop them, and that's basically it. So on here you can go ahead and change the size first of all. So there's 16mm, different ratio, ultra 16mm. Let's go to widescreen. It's kind of cool. You can see different frames right here. So let's keep it at that for now. We're gonna go to gate shape. You can have normal, you need sharp, which just basically sharpens the corners instead of having them so round. Perforation, that's at negative right now, so let's go positive. That just changes the perforation, whether it's black or white, right? So this is positive. You can even turn it off so you don't even see those. You can have them negative, which it just creates a little like rimmed outline of the perforation in the film. Okay, so film orientation, you could have it horizontal like this, or you could have it vertical, so it's going sideways instead of up and down, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and play that just to see what it looks like. Yeah, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna keep it vertical. Okay, so then we can change the exposure, which basically change the perforation. So you can even go negative so you can't even see it, or you can go up to 2, which that makes this weird glowing orb around it, right? Which I don't like that so much, so I'm gonna bring it down. Look at there. See what that was. Now I liked it how it was at 0, just kind of there. Okay. You can even scale it up so that it's just the one frame. You can scale it down. And that's as far as it goes down. So we'll just reset that. Scale. Lens zoom. It's at 100 now, so you can even zoom out so you can get the full image. I'm a really big fan of this look for video. One more thing before I let you guys go, Dehancer is working on an online photo editor for if you want to add film emulation to your photos. They have a bunch of presets that emulate film stock, so you can go ahead and just click on whichever one you're interested in using. I had some photos taken of me that I wanted to add some film emulation to, so I put it into Dehancer online, and you can see here on the screen the photo that I was editing. Going through the motions on Dehancer, their tools are very similar, if not a little less powerful than Lightroom. I edited the same photo in Lightroom and it turned out exactly how I wanted it to. Had a lot more photo editing options that Dehancer just didn't have. But if you're going for a quick film emulation look on your photo, this is a great plugin just to drop in your photo, add the preset, and then export. If you guys want to try it out for yourself, like I mentioned previously, I have an affiliate link that you guys can use to get 10% off of your purchase, any purchase on their website with Sparky10. Thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.